Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Kotaroprince. Today I want to talk about what's like buying a home. You're like a first time buyer and using the VA loan. I think this video would be really helpful for veterans, people currently in the military who are looking to buy their first home and want to use that VA loan. But even if you're just buying if you're a first home buyer, this video could still be helpful. I just want to give some tips, my own perspectives of what I experienced. So I was very blessed to actually be able to buy a home this year. I closed down the home in May this year, 2022, and so it's been a couple months now since I've been living in this home. Like I said, I was very blessed and very thankful that I had this opportunity. But pretty much quick about the VA loan. Please don't quote me on this aspect of what the actuality entails. I'm just gonna give some benefits. There are some smaller ones that maybe aren't really known, but the main ones is pretty much you are utilizing a VA loan. You have more competitive interest rates, which is great. So my interest rate that I was able to get for my VA loan is actually lower than what I've got for a more traditional loan. And also there is no requirement for a down payment, which is great as well. I hadn't don't didn't have to put any money down. Besides that is also there might be more limited closing costs. Is for my I don't remember anything about that aspect from when I closed out on my home. And the only other one is a lifetime benefits, so you could use the VA loan multiple times, but there are some different parts of that yet you have to fulfill as well. I didn't want to go too much detail, but those are some of the benefits of VA loan that veterans and military members are able to use. There are requirements that you have to meet to be able to use your VA loan as well. So when I was deciding to buy a home, I think there's different ones of why people decide to buy a home and all that, and the different checklists. So pretty much is the way it started is I really wanted to start buying a home, so I went to a loan officer. I really knew someone from my master's program, so he was a loan officer, and we had started the process before, like talked about it. So I really wanted to use him. So pretty much I had to send them a lot of documents. Pretty much from what I remember, please take this with like everything I'm saying today with a little understanding that this is my opinion, my perspective. Don't quote me on anything. Each person's experience in home buying is going to be different. So pretty much, I looked at it and I sent over information of I wrote like my W-2s from the last couple of years, my pay stubs, any checking checking and savings to show about for closing, and then of course like my documentation. I had to provide my military service records and all that to them as well. So that was pretty much information. After that, you were given what's like a pre-approved letter of how much you're pre-approved, like the home, like the total price that you could purchase for a home. And after that, you would reach out to a realtor and be able to start looking for homes. I'm for my master's program, one of my friends did get their real estate license, so I utilized them for this part. I started this process like toward end of March toward April, but I was already looking at homes online and all that. So pretty much what in the decision factoring of what I think a lot of people should look into is like, what are you trying to get from your home? Is this price really factored, which was very important to me. Whereas currently living the area, which I really enjoy, pretty much I grew up in that area, kind of near a little bit, is that was just simply priced out. It was too expensive for me to buy a home. During that time when I was looking for homes, the market was very competitive and very hot. So I was competing with people, and people were just really outbidding. So I was going, well, I maybe need to move a little more north where it was a little cheaper, and potentially had a really good chance of getting a home and being able to put a good bid in. So that was one of the other big factors of what I was looking for when I was buying a home. And then the other one is like the year. I wanted either a new one. I didn't want anything or very recent built. I didn't want anything older than 2010. A lot of people would have been okay with that. They buy homes maybe in the 1990s, 80s, even older. But I want something for myself, for my mental health and all that, to be very comfortable living there. And I wanted nothing older than 2010. So that played a factor when I was looking at home as well. Other things is I think what my realtor friend also said is pretty much the one who I went through for real to buy the home is they indicate like there's like three main ones from what I remember, and I really focused on price and location. I think I knew my commute would have been longer for that, but pricing really factored in, and I said I can put up with the commute and like location because it's important for me. I really want to get into a home and start building my equities, and that was one of the main factors. So pretty much I go, let's find a home that I work in bed. So after that is pretty much I went online looking at homes. I would just tell my realtor of homes I'm interested in, and he would set up like some just look at in person and everything, and they would come down and we would look at the homes. Some of them I could look on my own on that aspect wise, like the open house styles ones. So I used a lot of Redfin. That was the main one. I was looking for homes. Sometimes I looked at like Zillow and all that, but Redfin was my main one. I was looking at home, and I would send those to my realtor. So I looked at a couple homes. Again, the factors of why I'm buying these homes, like we're looking at homes, like location was important, like I said, but I knew. So like the location I picked was cheaper price wise, but like restaurants, like movie theaters, shopping malls, and all that, even like clinics and hospitals were not near. They're further out. But I was going, I'll be fine. I'll be able to drive out. I'll get used to the drive, but that really played a factor, commuting wise for potential work and all that, or working currently at the time. And then, of course, looking potentially at like future jobs is like maybe I'll find a more remote or hybrid job that, would cut into my community because I knew community was going to increase no matter what, even just for everyday stuff. So that played a factor as well of that. And I decided to say price wasn't the main factor for me and all that. But again, like if you're looking for a home, you have to look at what you're looking for. Like also, if you have a family, children, all that plays a factor. Like you want to look at the schools, potentially what could like be there. Like do you want a good school district? Of course, crime is important too, like and all that. I moved from a more busy area and it's a more quiet area where I am, so that does like pays off in a way. So it's like there's not as many people around, but I actually really enjoy being more out and more reclusive. I wouldn't say it's as rural as some areas in other parts of the country, but it is more quiet compared to the place I went to, which wasn't a big city, but came from. But it's not big. It's not as big a city, but not a big city, but it's a decent size. And of course, this one's smaller. But I have been enjoying it and all that. So we looked at a couple. I had a couple rounds, and I think we did like 2 weekends where we looked, and one more on a couple weekdays, and I was able to finally find a home. And this was it. I think this home was like second to last to look at, and we put a couple bids in. Some of them we were outbid. Other people, there's a threshold I didn't want to cross because it would have been a higher mortgage. So pretty much, I was just outbids. And then actually one home they did actually take VA loan bids. So that was something I learned. So some people don't actually do VA loans, and that's something I actually learned. Some people just are hesitant about VA loans. The reason being is sometimes it's more strict of like the appraisers. So I'll talk a little more about that later. But pretty much is kept getting rejections, and finally I got one, which is my home, and I was very excited about it. I did pay higher than what was the list price, and of course it was very high. I think a lot of people were just like wondering, but it was something I was comfortable in, and my mindset is I really want to get into the market, even though the market is real hot. Some people would say, "Oh, don't get into the market." I just want to start building my equity at my age, and I really want to get something and have that. So pretty much is we set in our offer letter, our best ones with best conditions, terms. I mean, and then they accepted, and I was very excited. So after that, is I started the process. I got in touch with the title company was chosen, and pretty much it was just like signing more paperwork in there and getting verification. Had to get property insurance to verify on there that aspect. Had to send the money of the escrow. So escrow money again. Please don't quote me on this. Is pretty much money that you have like during the process that you are like showing that you are wanting to close out this house. It's pretty much there. So you pay a certain amount. There isn't one more for that one of like money. So let's say if the home of the value is like they list it for 550, and then the appraiser comes in and say, well, actually your home is 530 worth. There is some money that you like put in like your final offer or your offer and say, hey, this is how much I'm willing to like. I'll pay additional 10,000 if it comes under the 550. So if they came at 530, you would pay the 530, like you get a loan for 530, but you're paying out of your pocket 10,000. So I did put some of that terms in, and after that, the valuation was there. So I went through the process there, and the biggest ones is getting your home appraised. So the military appraisers are a little more strict, and that's why some people don't like working with the VA loans. Some sellers, because a VA loan like military appraiser comes into the home and says you need to fix this and this, or they won't value the home at what they said or won't improve it. And that actually starts the whole process. Like, I can't, the buyer won't be able to utilize their VA loan because they won't sign off on it. So that is sometimes why they rather go with a more traditional. I did waive my inspection because it was like a competitive market, and that was one of the things my realtor told me to just get done quickly if you want a quick close, and like that's what a lot of sellers wanted. Thank goodness, and very blessed that my home did appraise for the valuation, so that was great. I didn't have to pay anything out of pocket on that aspect. So after the appraisal, which was the biggest thing we were waiting, it took a while. I was able to finally do a little more paperwork and finally close out of the home. So I closed out in early May, I apologize, and I became a homeowner, and that was something really great on that aspect. So I would, if you're like a veteran or military member, but thinking about your first home, I would definitely use the VA loan if you have the opportunity to do it. And if you're a first-time home buyer, right now the market has kind of cooled a little bit because of interest rates going up. But if you have an opportunity to still buy a home, I think it is a great decision. It is it has been brought up. It's not maybe for everyone. So some people's lifestyle is maybe to buy a home. It's more like to have a little more freedom, freedom to be able to do stuff and everything. I just wanted to have something in the future, just in case, have that equity in my name. So this is great, and I do like enjoying having my own space. But those are some things that I think you really consider when you're buying a home: is how much you're willing to pay price-wise, mortgage on that, and then of course, like, are you able to afford, like, on top, like, location, that will that factor being so far away potentially if you want a cheaper price like me, or do you want to move into a city and like location of like what's nearby, the accessibility of the amenities and stuff like that that you would want as well. I hope this video helps. Thank you for everyone. I'm very excited. I got a lot of things, and congratulations. And I feel very blessed, and I'm very thankful that God was able to give me this opportunity, bless me with this opportunity. I apologize, and I'm able to have my own home. If you have any questions about you using the VA loan, buying your first home, perspective wise of what to do, I think the most important thing is just do a lot of research and know what you want. Take perspectives from people, but at the end of the day, it's a home and location where you want to be comfortable with. I know people might give me feedback and say, "Oh, you could have bought something bigger. Why do you move closer?" I want to be comfortable in like how much I was paying and what location I was at as well, and understanding like I didn't need much for my home. Like I used my room most and living room, and I don't do much, so that kind of reflective of what my home was. So please follow me on YouTube, on any social medias, Kotaroprince. And again, thank you for give this video a like, subscribe, and thank you, and God bless you all.